If you've been posting for months and nobody takes it serious, you're not getting the traction that you want, you are missing this key thing, the authority accelerator. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 levels which are keeping you as an unknown in your field and how you can unlock the 5 levels so you can start to become somebody who's seen as an icon within your niche. Let's go. So what I'm going to talk you through is the authority accelerator. This is the fast track system for turning your expertise into trust, influence, and clients. This is the final framework within the premium positioned pillar within the business section of the program. Now, this is the game, this is the play. We all create content, right? Which generates leads, which turns into sales and cash, hopefully. We then get results, which build our authority and personal brand. We create content about those results and our personal brand, and we go round and round and round. What we want to do over time is turn those leads into bigger leads and bigger clients. But the issue with bigger clients is they want to know you are legit. They want to know you're really about that life. So what I'm going to show you is the authority accelerator to make sure that these bigger clients see you as an authority. The 5 levels are climbed to build premium authority despite having nothing. And building authority, and there's one thing I want you to understand, building authority is a strategic process, not something that just happens by chance. There's actually a method behind it. There's a worksheet below which talks you through exactly how you're going to do this and plan it out. And there's also an AI tool in the description to make sure you go and check that out as well. So this is the authority accelerator, 5 levels. You want to go from beginner to practitioner to expert to micro celeb to icon within your niche. Cool. So a beginner is typically somebody who's earning between 0 and 500 quid a month from what they're doing, okay? It might be a side hustle. When I started, I had 0 credentials, a criminal record, no audience, no credibility. I think I started off with like 1,000 followers or something like that. And they were mainly friends and people that I used to sell drugs to, if I'm being honest with you. Now, this is where everybody starts. There's no authority, no trust, nothing. Level 1 looks like you're learning, you're consuming content, you're thinking about starting, you're kind of dipping your toe in, and nobody knows who the fuck you are. Most people stay here forever because they're waiting to know enough. The truth is you will never know enough. You need to move to level 2 immediately. Nothing happens at level 1. Level 2 is a practitioner. What it requires is for you to stop learning and start taking action. Post content, get your first clients or 2, and get your first results. When I hit level 2, I started posting about my story. The first few people noticed, first clients, around about 500 quid a month, in-person PT. I was still a nobody, I was still invisible, but I was in the game, okay? So the faster you can move from level 1 to level 2, the better. Level 2 looks like you're posting regular, you have a few clients, you're getting results. Most people still don't know who the hell you are. Now the trap is that most people quit here. It takes them between 3 to 6 months to get here. And they're not seeing enough traction and they end up quitting. But if you keep going, you hit level 3, which looks like this. You become an expert. You have multiple wins, multiple results under your belt, a pattern of results, and you also name your methodology. The same way I've named the lock-in method, the same way I've got the pillars and the authority accelerator itself. You have multiple clients, results are stacking away nicely. You develop your frameworks, i.e. for me, the brand bucket or the brand called pyramid. I've named them, made them mine, and started charging premium. When you have a mechanism that is unique to yourself, you can do that. What level 3 looks like is you have a system, you can explain what you do, you can repeat the results, you're known in small circles. This is where premium positioning starts. So if you're on level 2, this is what you need to get to, okay? And this is what these teachings are going to help you to do. The difference between level 2 and level 3 is, level 2 is I help people do X. Level 3 is I use insert methodology, the system, whatever your framework is, for achieving X, okay? So there's a slight difference. You have a special mechanism. So essentially what you need to do is name your shit and own it. Level 4, micro celebrity, between 5 and 15K a month. It requires visibility, getting on podcasts, collaborating, putting yourself in front of other people's audiences. I've just done a podcast with Peter G. He's got like 40K followers. Some of his followers might be into what I do and vice versa. Also, I speak regularly in front of people. There's something magical that happens when people see you with a mic in your hand. They see you as somebody who's about that life. So you need to ask for these opportunities, but you won't be able to do that if you're invisible and you're still stuck at level 2 or 3. Level 4 looks like people recognize your name. Like, I get stopped at coffee shops and not flex. Like, I hate the term micro celebrity because I don't see myself as one. But people recognize you from social media. They're like, you're that guy. You get invited to things, which happens regularly for me. Your content reaches beyond just your page. You're booked out for weeks in advance, or you've got a wait list forming. The barrier, this requires vulnerability, putting yourself out there to be judged, and having thick skin. You need to have thick skin in the game. Most people plateau at level 3 because they're scared to be visible. What you need to do is reach out to people, pitch yourself, ask for the collaborations, ask for the podcasts, and you'll be golden. And finally, icon. This is 15K plus a month. What it requires is longevity, consistency, and time. People reference you and what you say. You're the go-to person in your niche. Clients come to you instead of you chasing them. You're premium positioned. The reality is you can't rush this at all. It takes years. You just got to keep going. I'm 4 years deep into this, just to give you an example. The key principle is something I learned from a guy called Seth Godin. You need 1,000 true fans. That's all you need. You don't need 1 million. You just need a tiny, tiny little corner of the market. All you need is these 1,000 people to trust you enough to pay you £1,000 a year. Million, as we know. So that's level 4 to 5 territory. And it's not actually that daunting when you think about it. So how do you climb the levels? To get from level 1 to level 2, you have to start before you're ready. You've got to stop waiting. You will never know enough. That's the truth. Post your first piece of content, offer to help someone for free, and get your first results. The majority of you watching this are going to be past this anyway. If you are at level 1, you need to address mindset and rewire the way that you think. That is where I would start. Address your relationship with money. Become wealth wired. Become unshakable so nothing bothers you. There are ups and downs in business. Make sure that you are unchained, which means there's no distractions, that you are super focused with your time management, etc. Make sure you have bounce back ability. When you do have a bad month, be able to come back from that. Level 2 to level 3, naming your system. Stop winging it. Create frameworks just like this. Name them, make them yours. Go from I help people do X. Become I use the special method, framework, etc. for X person. That's where premium positioning actually starts. And that's exactly what we do inside Build. In terms of creating an offer, yes, we've got to create an offer. We've got to create a landing page or an offer document, but we've actually got to build the fucking thing. We've actually got to create the product or the service. And that's exactly what we help you do inside the Build pillar. Going from level 3 to level 4, getting visible, get on podcasts, collaborate, get in front of other people's audiences, reach out, pitch yourself. Shy kids do not get sweets. You've got to ask the question. Most people plateau here because they're scared. You just got to ask the question, man. Get over yourself. And finally, level 4 to level 5, it's just a case of keep going here. This isn't a tactic. It's time, years in the game, years of consistency. You can't hack your way to level 5. You've got to work your way there and go through the levels. As always, there's a worksheet below to figure out what level you're at, what your next move is going to be. And there's also an AI tool in the description, which is going to help you figure out your next move. I'll catch you on the next one.